Ron, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing just fine. Had a good Christmas. Everything is cool. How about yourself?
Okay. Is anybody, like I said, we just kind of preliminary, letting some music go while I'm working out the kinks. You can see that I was previewing my radio station there. So what I want to do this morning is I know I haven't been posting that much to y'all, anybody that comes in. Now, let me just say this is welcome back to Get You Line Journey. Haven't been that active lately. I have been trying to post some things for the Christmas season. And for the last few months, I've been thinking very much about, hey, I got to do a post. I got to do a live stream about this politics. I know they say to people that are in this genre that's doing the YouTube vlogging, they kind of say, well, if you're over here, you're an expat in a foreign country, they really don't deal with politics over here. And I really don't. I don't deal with Philippine politics. I know there's been a lot of talk about stay away from politics here. And I have it. But this is basically related to those of us here who are, especially from America. If you're here, you cannot be unaffected by what's going on in America, especially in my case, because I am a lifelong Chicagoan. And one thing that, as I just kind of give an introduction to this, I've been telling people for years, especially since the election and the run of Barack Obama. Barack Obama came up through Chicago. You would not have had President Obama if it was not for the political situation in Chicago. Chicago produced him. And so because of that, some of the things that went on in Chicago and what was going on there, of course, are going to be reflected in how he conducted himself once he got to the presidency. But I tell people all the time, and I had this conversation last August with my cousin, Marquita Bradshaw. She actually was the Democratic nominee for United States Senate in Tennessee. And I had a long talk with her. Of course, she's in the party. She was a Democratic nominee for the U.S. Senate, yes, in Tennessee. I told her, I know that you've been fed a lot of information, propaganda, brainwashing, whatever you want to call it, as far as the Democratic Party. But if you don't know about what's going on in Chicago, you don't know anything. The world is going to find out, and it's already started. Ground zero for the future of American politics, especially with the Democrats or any national election. Chicago is ground zero. You might have heard that the new border czar, Tom Homan, was recently at a convention. And he said day one, on the day of the inauguration, he's going to be in Chicago, Illinois, to start his work. Chicago, Illinois is ground zero. It's ground zero because it's going to give you an example of how the Democratic Party has treated those of us who have been their most strongest supporters, their most loyal supporters, especially over the last 50 years. You're gonna see that difference. But anyway, what I want to do now, and when you come back around, I want you to, I see you get your together. I want you to go ahead and give us an introduction of yourself, because I'm going to be, can't wait to hear what you have to say about the general state of politics in America, which is what this is going to talk about. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about the general state of politics in America, which is what this is. Karan, you have the floor.
Are you getting a feedback?
Yeah, I am getting. Let me see why I'm getting the feedback. The only reason why I'll be getting the feedback is because I don't have another window open. Or let me make sure that I don't have another window. Let me make sure that I don't have another window.
Because I hear like an echo, and trying to make sure that it's not on my end.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yeah, I don't hear the echo now either. So.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
I turned my volume down.
I hear you.
You shouldn't hear me. You should not. You should hear me, but you shouldn't be getting no feedback.
There's no feedback now. We good to go? We good to go? We good?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I hear you just fine.
I can't hear you.
How about now? How about now?
I can hear you both.
Yeah, I hear you. A little delay, but I hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's true. I hear that, we can't talk about politics. Nobody likes to talk about politics, especially Philippine politics when you're living in the Philippines, because, you don't know how this government works out here, and you don't want to get in no kind of, you don't want to say the wrong thing, and, a lot of people they're real sensitive. I mean, the slightest thing, somebody cannot like it, and so that's pretty much why I don't speak about it. But you're right. Being an American and living 8,000 miles away, I would like to say something about what's going on in our country, because it affects all of us. But you know how it is when you start talking about politics, American politics, how things are going in the U.S. It's like a one-side thing, and this is, some people are gonna get offended, but I want to I want to be on a platform where people can listen to what people have to say and not get their feelings hurt and get so butthurt about it because it's only an opinion. It's only how you feel. And the reason why, in my opinion, the reason why people speak about it, because whoever's selected, that's going to have an effect on other people and their agenda. So that's why it's a big major topic and why people get so upset about different things. Now, like you said, I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. You know, my personal opinion, I think this election, has nothing to do with migrants. Although we do have an immigration problem that can be resolved, it has nothing to do with migrants. It has nothing to do with a lot of stuff that the mainstream media is talking about. To me, this has to do with race and the preservation of a particular group of people. That's just cut and dry. That's just my opinion. I could see it. I see a bigger thing unfolding years to come, and they're laying out the groundwork right now with the person that's the president-elect. That's just my personal opinion. Now I can't hear you now.
Sorry. I just unmuted myself. What I wanted to say. I'm an expat. I've been living in the Philippines as a resident for over a year. I got here last Labor Day, a week after Labor Day last year. So I've been over 1 year in the Philippines. I'm in Davao City right now. Mm-hmm. But I have been following, matter of fact, politics and watching the YouTube vlogs, following the coverage has really been one of my main pastimes here while I've been in the Philippines. I average 1 to 3 hours every day on YouTube, various shows that are out there. You know, you probably got about 1,000 YouTube channels out there now dealing with politics and what's going on. And I have to give a shout out just to highlight some of the ones I like in particular, and I recommend these to anybody, and that's Barry Cunningham. He's a black man he's currently in South Florida. Barry Cunningham is one of the best. Also, Philip Scott. He has the African Diaspora News Network. You got to check him out. Also, Mr. Daniels, the Millionaire Morning Show. Mr. Daniels, check him out. Also, another black man. They regularly cover now. They're even covering what's going on in Chicago. But they have been giving their commentary and news analysis about what's been going on, especially this past year. Matter of fact, Barry Cunningham, when he started out, he wasn't even dealing with politics. He was just dealing with football, the Miami Dolphins and stuff. But some told him, hey, let me do something on this politics. He's been going strong ever since. These people have like 200, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 subscribers on their channel. Yeah. And they're excellent. They're excellent. But so what is the main, give me your takeaway or your thoughts about 2024 American politics and what's been going on. Obviously, the national election is the biggest thing, but what do you see as the things that's really been on your mind?
the most important thing that I want people to know that, you know, for me, it's, I don't care if it's a, because a lot of people are going to say, oh, they plan the race card. That's the first thing that people start saying. Oh, they plan the race card. Is, you know, they're talking about the blacks, and you know, it's all about black and white. But in reality, sometimes, I mean, the way I'm looking at it, it is about race. It is about race. The 2024, I believe that um, this man was pushed over by some, you know, I'm not going to be the 53 shades darker type talk right now. I'm going to just open up and tell you exactly how I feel, because a lot of times, you know, you don't want to say some things because people get so upset. But I'm just telling you, it's coming off my head. I believe that a lot of white people push this man over, and a lot of ignorant blacks and other races that don't see what's going on, they push this man over because they have an agenda that they're going after. And that agenda is to, and it's not a knock against all white people. It's not, because I have some cool friends. I have two kids that are Canadian, you know, two kids that are Canadian and black. And it has nothing to do with I'm picking only black people. Hell, I don't care if the person is white, as long as they do the right thing for everybody and not just a particular group. And it's clear as day that this is a white agenda. Anytime you don't denounce bigotry, Nazis, and you don't really denounce it and say, hey, you should make it your business. If you're a person in that high of an office, you should make it your business to let everybody know, hey, there's no room for that. All the time, there's no room for that. To everybody, everybody gets a fair share, but it's not. It's geared towards Caucasians, and that's how I believe that's how they want it. It's going to start with Hispanics, and then who knows? The groundwork is being laid. They can try to push it towards other people. Next thing you know, they're saying, hey, we got to find a way to get black people back to Africa. And it might sound funny, but it won't be done by Trump himself, but people will come after him and try to follow in those steps. And to me, they're going back. So that's what I see. And people are blind. They don't see what's happening.
All right, I see we got brother Frank Tate. He is joining us. Can you? Can you? Yeah, Frank, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well. Thanks for joining us. We have another Chicago resident, Chicagoan in the house. And if you didn't hear me earlier, I was letting the people know that Chicago has always been ground zero for American politics. And you're really going to see it starting with this. It's going on right now. In the next administration, everything is coming through Chicago. And I was just telling him, I have a cousin who ran as the Democratic nominee for United States Senate in Tennessee. Marquita Bradshaw, black woman, of course, my cousin. But I was trying to tell her that as a Democrat, I don't know who you've been associated with. Obviously, she had to rub shoulders and be in contact with some of the bigs in the Democratic Party to whatever. I told her, if you don't know what's going on in Chicago, you don't know anything. I told her that, and I've been telling everybody that for the past few years. The reason why you got Obama was because of Chicago. But from now, and you're going to really see it this next election. Chicago is ground zero. So, Frank, why don't you come in and give your contribution to why you seeing things here?
Well, as I look at the United States, what's going on in the United States, I just have to laugh because I'm wondering why are people so uninformed about the world and what's going on. That's like with the this presidential election. This was the first election that I didn't vote, okay, because I didn't think that either one of them was ready to be president of the United States with all of the things that our country is facing right now. Okay, we really needed somebody that was really smart, that was really up on world events, and that would be able to handle the the things that might happen. Okay, this we don't need anybody that's playing games. Okay, and cannot understand the politics of the world right now. And I just felt that neither one of them was qualified. But I've always been a person that, even though in Chicago, you know, you have to say whether you're Republican or Democrat. So I've always said that I was a Democrat, but I'm really an independent. I go for who I see that is smart and that can handle the job. I won't just vote for somebody because they're a Republican or because they're a Democrat. I vote for the person that can get the job done. And right now, like in Chicago, the mayor, he got to go.
He's a
Plain and simple
clown.
as that. Yeah. He's just following whatever the Democrats tell him to do instead of looking at what the people, the voters, are telling him that they want. He's not listening to them. So a guy like that has to go.
Yes, and as for me, I didn't vote this election either, but that was mainly because I'm in the Philippines and I registered to vote. I could have done it, but it was with too much trouble for me to try to mail in a ballot and all that. I wasn't finna do all of that, so I didn't vote either. But
But
I
see,
would just go
let
ahead.
me tell you this. Now, the last election, all right, I got on my motorcycle here in Paranaque in the rain on my motorcycle and went all the way to the embassy to drop off my ballot to vote. Okay. So that goes to show you I do not like missing voting. Okay. But this time it wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it to go all that all that distance just to drop a ballot off to
It
make
wasn't.
sure that it got to the United States. No, because we had two clowns. The Democrats messed up because they did not hold um, their um, their little thing to see out of all of the Democrats who would be the best person to run. They just automatically stuck in Biden and nobody else. And that's what created this fiasco that they had. And then with the Republicans and wanting to put Trump in, knowing that he's a clown, okay, knowing that he only ran because he was trying to stay out of prison. I just don't understand. It seems like we have lost our minds in understanding what we need to run the country.
Hey,
That's what it seems like to me.
and that's why I go back to my point to say 90% of the, let's say 100% of Americans, everybody know that Donald Trump is a clown. He's a convicted felon. I'm not saying that felons can't be changed. I have family members, and I'm law enforcement, and I have family members that are convicted felons. That's the choice that they made, but they haven't been in. They have cleaned themselves up in 30 years. They've never done nothing. I'm not saying that all convicted felons are horrible, but you see Donald Trump, he's a continuing felon and still doing wrong. They know the stuff that he's done, the sexual assault, the tax evasion, never paying taxes, all those charges. He got away with it. And everybody, I seen a post that somebody said, oh, Michael Vick, he's a convicted felon, he killed dogs. And I don't think he should be the coach of the school that picked him. But yet and still, they voted for Donald Trump, who is a convicted felon, a sexual assaulter, a con artist. So, I mean, come on. So it's all about preservation of a race. They don't care nothing about what he's done. We're going to get somebody in there who is the person who's going to fight for us, because we don't want equal justice. We don't want equality. We want a person who's going to say, we have the privilege. That's just plain and simple. That's all to it. And until somebody come out, and I'm calling people out, not everybody, like I said, not everybody, but I'm calling people out to say, just be a man and say, yeah, it's to preserve our race, because Donald Trump is fighting for us. He's the only one. He's not going to be like what do you call this guy? John F. Kennedy, all the Kennedys who they looked at, hey, equal rights and all this stuff. You notice those kind of guys don't last. The good people, they don't last if you're trying to give everybody a fair shot. This dude is plain and blatant, like saying, no, this is how it's going to be. And they still want him. So I have a problem with him.
Yeah, and also look at how Kennedy protected the country, all right, with that Cuban Missile Crisis, all right?
Right.
Brilliant in the way that he did it, okay? He made Khrushchev back down. With dealing with Russia and China, I don't think that Trump has what it takes. He's not smart enough. Putin has already shown that he's outplayed him. He's not smart enough to deal with Putin.
Yeah,
he
so
could be bought. He could be bought. That's his problem. He can be bought. You know, if you got this, he's gonna go for that.
Yeah, well, you're gonna let him build some hotels. He'll do anything you want as long as you're gonna let him put some hotels. That's what he did when he went to Korea. He started talking about building hotels.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you got the Trump Towers right there in Makati.
But one thing I'll say about this particular election in this situation now, from what I see, has been a lot of talk, and there was a lot of back and forth and accusations, and to me, a lot of lies and untruths being shared, and deception and propaganda and all that good stuff. But as Cat Williams has said, I don't know if you all know who Cat Williams is.
Yeah, we know who Cat Williams is.
I consider him a man of God, and like I said, especially I know that he's tight with Minister Farrakhan, my minister, so he's already up there with me. But he said that this year, basically, all what was done in the dark is going to come to the light. And that means this stuff with not only with P. Diddy, I'm talking about T.D. Jake, I'm talking about the man on the island, I'm talking about whatever you think about any Republican, whatever you think about Trump, whatever you think about the Democrats, the Democrats, as I call them in Chicago. We call him Dementia Joe Biden and crazy ass Kamala Harris. Everything is going to be revealed about what they did underhanded. It's going to come out. So that's one thing I like about what's going on. Everything what they said is people are going to expose them. Barry Cunningham is going to expose their ass. Philip Scott, Anton Daniels, Bongino, you name them. They're going to be put out naked. People are
But
going to
look,
see
here,
what they really are.
but Geechee, here's the thing. Anybody with a brain knows what's going on. Okay? It's no secret.
Most people don't
Anybody
have that.
that can watch and see what's been taking place can figure out how this game is played. I mean, come on, man. Like, I worked for the government for 30 years. Okay? I understand the game. I've always known the game. And I had to work up under whoever the president was, whether he was an idiot or not. I always had to do my job. Now, you sit up here and you see what Trump is talking about, getting rid of the career employees. That's a big mess up. He's trying to put in people that's going to do what he wants done instead of having people that's going to follow the Constitution and the law and make sure that things are done by law. See, and that's what scares me when you get a fool that wants to be a dictator, all right? You can't have that, not in the United States. No. And I don't see how the people let this BS happen. I don't understand.
Hey, shout out to Icy, Blizzard, and my man Gigi, Golden Gate. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, well, again, like I said before, it don't matter all that, whatever talk, whatever's been going back and forth over the airways, the proof is getting ready to be in the pudding. People getting ready to get naked, and what's been done in the dark is gonna come to the light. Like I said, I'm not gonna waste a whole lot of energy. And really, you don't have to waste a whole lot of energy trying to convince people of what's going. The election is what it was, and this is what I say about that. Trump is in there because God wanted him in there. In the story, God wanted him in there. They tried to put him in jail. They put all the charges on him. They tried to kill him. None of that worked. So that lets you know that he's there because God wanted him there. And I pray, this is where I'm at with that. God is going to be able to use Trump to correct a lot of things that's been going on wrong in America. One thing I like right away, that he's got this association with Elon Musk. Elon Musk, who took over about Twitter and changed it into X. We need X in Illinois. So we need to have an X, somebody representative where every bill that's proposed, they can publish it on X. Where everybody in Chicago, in Illinois, any state can see what is actually being proposed on. And we can thank Elon about the fact that they was able to uncover the deception that the Democrats tried to pull a week ago. Well, America would have been paying all them extra billions of dollars for nothing. They wanted to get themselves a raise. They're doing all this. One thing about it, he was able to let the American people know what was going on. So then the American people called their representatives, and the people say, it wasn't Elon. Elon just helped inform the people. The people were the one that did the call and say, hey, bro, you're not going to vote for that. We might have to have Luigi's associates visit you or something. You know what I'm saying?
So Geechee, let me ask you this, because, and this just friendly conversation. I've been knowing you for some time, and we just talking. So the good thing about it, we can agree to disagree. So I'm kind of listening to some of what you're saying, and I take it that you support Trump and you support Elon, right?
I support Christ. I support the will of God. I support righteousness. I'm in the Nation of Islam. I support freedom, justice, equality. Okay?
Okay, but I support Christ too, but I'm talking about people that's living on this earth right now. So this is my take on Elon, and I'm going to just be plain and honest. Is he a smart man? For sure. Is he highly intelligent? For sure. I think he's a genius. But I also know that when you invest $200 million, smart people and rich people, they don't invest $200 million and get nothing out of it. And what he's getting out of it, and if you have you should be able to know this, what he's getting out of it, he has Donald Trump that can allow him to keep getting these billion-dollar contracts that's going to fund his personal space flight that he's been working on for a long time, that's going to cost $100,000 that only the top 1%ers can afford. I can't afford. I mean, I did well for myself, but I can't afford $100,000 just to go up to the space and see that. The money that you're paying in your taxes, this man is going to be using that to, without using his money. Are we talking about billion-dollar contracts that he already has? That's your tax dollars. A South African guy that's here in America getting your tax dollars and he's already at $500 billion. Did you know that? Part of that is because of the space contract that he got that you paid, all three of you guys that paid that out of your taxes. So you're going to keep funding that so he can funnel his money when he just told him to shut the government down, to stop the federal workers from getting paid. You think he's going to stop eating steak and lobster? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's his whole agenda. If you can't see that, then if Stevie Wonder can see that. He went up $300 billion after this election.
Yeah, for purposes of this conversation, I'm Ray Charles right now, and I can see it. But
I don't think that's right. I don't think
no.
That's right.
This is what's happening on. This is what's happening on that. One thing that's going to happen is through Elon Musk and through the other people that Trump and the people and Pam Bondi and Cass Patel is coming in, you're going to find out how the depths of evil that have been done over the last 4 years, especially with your boy Dementia Joe and crazy ass Kamala. And a lot of demonic stuff that Obama's been involved with. Like I said, you can't get past anybody from Chicago that knows this stuff. This stuff, and you talking about a billionaire profiting about, trust me, there's been somebody who has profited off of the last 4 years, and stuff has been able to just be swept under the rug. Laws have been passed, and people are coming up and saying, I didn't know this was passed. Yeah, just like last week, of course, I'm in Chicago and Illinois. They passed stuff in Illinois that people don't know about that's going to be coming online January 1st. People don't know about it, and they're going to be shocked when they see it. Look what this fool, this clown, mayor did in Mayor Johnson in Chicago. They're telling you that they spent over $500 million dealing with this migrant crisis. I was listening to Anton Daniel last night. I would recommend that you get on Anton Daniel. That $574 million is just what they're showing you as far as in the budget. They're not counting what the cost of the additional police, security, healthcare, other benefits that is not in that budget. So in reality, they'll probably spent $1 billion out of the Chicago and Cook County budget on these illegals. And I'm telling you, as somebody who I spent the summer in Chicago, and I was in Chicago up until Labor Day last year. I saw these illegals sitting on the street. sleeping on the street in front of the police station. I physically saw it. Okay, I physically saw them lined up on 87th Street by the Home Depot. I saw this. You can't tell me nothing again.
Okay.
Not in
Okay.
Chicago.
Let me add 2 seconds.
Okay.
Let me add 2 seconds. Look, here's the thing. Now, all 3 of us, we're in another country. All right. Can we come here with nothing? No, we can't. So
No,
why are we
sir.
letting people coming into the United States with nothing? Okay.
Right.
There's
We
certain
can do.
rules here that we have to follow if we want to stay here. If we don't follow those rules, Filipinos will kick our behinds out of here.
That's right.
Okay. It's supposed to be the same way in the United States. Now, see, that's just like I've had a problem for me and my wife to go and just visit the United States. Okay. Don't want to move there, want to stay right here. But she can't get a visa for a vacation to the United States. But they letting all of these Venezuelans in, okay? They doing everything like what they did over in O Block, okay, trying to take over. But we can't do that here. You can't do that in any other country that you go to. And that type of stuff needs to stop. But here's the main thing that I wanted to say. The people have to wake up. Stop looking for a Messiah. Everybody keeps looking for somebody to come and save us. It ain't gonna happen. We have to save ourselves. We have to use our own brains and start thinking and paying attention to what's going on. You see, Trump got in office because of people being idiots. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. Okay? People being straight up idiots. You know, because anybody with a brain should know that that man has no business in office at this time and date in what our country is going through. We may end up in a war with China and Russia. Okay? People are taking it lightly. It's not anything to take lightly. Stop following people just because they're rich. Just because a person is rich, it does not make them be smart. It does not make them be a righteous person. Okay?
That's
These
right.
people are sitting up acting like Donald Trump is God. No, he's not. He's an idiot. If it was not for Fred, his father put him in that position. He keeps trying to tell everybody that he's a self-made millionaire. No, he's not. He wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for his father. Plain and as simple as that. All you got to do is just go back. Look at the news. If you paid attention to the news, how his father wanted the older brother at first to run things. He messed up. That's how he ended up dealing with Donald. Okay? Everybody in Donald's family knows that he's a money grab and no good for nothing piece of crap. Okay? People must wake up. Start thinking. Look, one of the problems is like these computers, these phones, people that they don't do problem solving anymore. Everybody looks up everything so quickly on the internet instead of doing research like we used to have to do. Like when you got ready to finish college, you had to write your paper. Okay? You had to do some research, learn how to look things up and find out things for yourself. People are not doing that. When it comes to laws, they don't do that. And I'm telling you that, being that I worked for the IRS for all that time, okay, and understood the code and had to go through the code, had to deal with lawyers all the time, had to deal with federal judges all the time, okay? So I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to sit up and watch these fools just because they're rich and use their money to keep making money and keep all of us poor. Don't want to pay you a good wage. Wages have not gone up like they should. but CEOs are making millions and billions of dollars, and we keep falling for this BS like we're idiots or something. Wake up, people. Okay, let me be quiet. Let somebody else talk.
No, good. No, I want to hear more of that, Frank, because yeah, I mean, as far as somebody rich people in politics, that's nothing new. That's been going on all the time. The question is what their individual agenda is, presuming they have one, like it's the quid pro quo, what are they getting out of it? How does it affect you, our people in Chicago, New York, Memphis, what have you? That's what really is the key. And another thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, you saying like, you know, Trump is there partly because the people are idiots. We'll give you that also. But the other factor is, what alternative were we given as far as the president? Kamala Harris was the worst person in the world. Look, she's Satan, the devil, as far as I'm concerned. So, and Lucifer, Satan.
Okay, listen.
They picked the worst person in the world to run. If they were really serious and wanted to really go against Trump, they should have they had Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders would have been the best person to go with the same type of populist appeal. But see, they don't want nobody like that, like Bernie Sanders.
Let me say this, Geechee.
You know what I'm saying? The people didn't have any choice to vote for. So like Frank said, why get on your motorcycle in the rain and risk your life to go try to vote for neither one of them? Because like Frank said, neither one of them was really hitting on anything, you know, as far as really, I really want to vote for them. What'd you say, Con?
Neither one of those. I agree. Neither one. But if you had two bad fingers and one of them was really going to cause you some problems and the other one you could fix, which one you going to cut off? I think you cut off the one that's going to do some damage. So you have the two of two evils. You have to pick one. Okay. Now, where the Democrats messed up, and by the way, I'm independent. Where the Democrats messed up is they allowed people to come in, and the reason why they did this is because the more numbers you have, most of those people would eventually probably try to get to where they can vote Democratic. Okay, so when you have high numbers, you're going to get the most votes. So that's what Trump was able to run on immigration and saying, look at all these people coming, they're going to do all this stuff. So that's where they messed up. They knew people was coming in. They tried to stop it at the last minute. Okay, and Trump foiled that plan to stop it so he can run on, which is true because they already admitted it. He didn't want to run. He didn't want to stop it. So if you really cared about people, you're going to say you're going to try to help the people, or you're going to try to run on so you get more votes. Okay, so I just think that the United States right now, we got a major problem. We have a major problem, and it's not going to look good for a lot of people. It's not going to look good. It's going to get worse because this guy has no guardrails. Nobody, the Supreme Court, they're all crooked. You can't even trust them now. You know, it's only a few of them on there that stand for something right. Anytime you give a person total immunity, come on, and all the courts are siding with him, he can do anything. He already said, I can go and shoot somebody and I'll still have voters. So if the person just come out and say that, what do you think you're going to get? You're going to get somebody who's going to be a dictator, and they're going to try to, they're just going to try to rule, you know, be like a king. Like he said, Kim Jong-un, his people, when he come in the room, they stand to attention. That's the way I want my people to be. And you guys vote for something like that, you're asking for trouble. That's just my opinion.
Most definitely.
Yes, I like to get in here. I like to welcome Sister Brenda Muhammad.
Hi.
Assalamu alaikum,
Hey, my
sister.
sister.
Walaikum salam. How y'all doing?
And she's
Doing
from
good.
Chicago. She's from Chicago as well. She's currently living in the South, but she's from Chicago. And she's also a Muslim, associated with the Nation of Islam also. But I mean, you can give yourself your introduction of yourself so you can
Assalamualaikum.
join.
How
Thanks a
y'all
lot.
doing?
We
Doing
doing
Well,
good.
fine, my sister.
great. I'm just listening to you all. I'm like, it's too late. It's too late now to do the blame game. We have to just come together, like the messenger said, and do something ourselves. America is the number one consumer country. We're not
Mhm.
creating anything. So that is why we are being dominated. So it's too late to say Trump and Kamala. So they already, they have been lockstep together anyway. The Democrats and the Republicans been lockstep together. So we need another plan.
Yes, I agree with you. I concur.
Yeah, so we should be building homes. We should be doing something for ourselves, creating our own money like Baltimore did. It's time out for us to be focusing on the Democrat and the Republican Party because they have been lockstep together. They are Zionists and they are looking to take over the world. You see what they're doing? Trump is trying to take over places like what is that, Panama, and so this is they still land grabbing and we still complaining. So my thing is what we're gonna do besides complain about a political system that never been for us. Matter of fact, they are our enemies. So you know
Well, my
that's my thing.
sister, see, that's why I'm not in the United States.
Oh, okay, brother.
I left. I'm not dealing with that BS anymore.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I still have a crib there, but I haven't been in the United States in about 6 years.
Oh, well, I got plans to leave too, but um, it ain't easy in this climate. You know what I'm saying? The political climate. So you don't know. A bomb can hit anywhere because that's what they're trying to do. They're starting fires all over the place. So where
Yeah.
we're gonna go? What are we gonna do? And to work together as a people. Look at Burkina Faso. Look at Mali. Look at Niger in Senegal. They're trying to come together. But you know what? It's funny. You say you all not in America anymore, but we could choose a place where we could build, building factories or whatever it takes. So
Okay.
I think since you're not in the United States, you're not gonna be affected by what's gonna happen when they try to roll out with the COVID again. So I don't know.
So
I think
listen to this. When we start, and I understand that we as Black Americans or Black people, I understand that we need to do something. We got billionaire Black people. These people don't care about nothing but themselves. They could do so much, but they choose not to. But when you start saying us Blacks, you know, then people start thinking, oh, they just trying to be like a Black thing. We don't want white people doing that, right? So we can't do that either. We
well,
gotta
you know
find.
what? It's
Hold on.
self-preservation is the law of
Hold
nature.
on. Let me finish.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I have biracial kids. Okay, I don't. It's not that I hate white people, but the vast majority of them, they don't care nothing about us, and I recognize that. But you can't exclude all white people, and put them all in a category because there are some white people that's fighting for the same things that we're fighting for us.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
So
we need to have it to where we can I always thought about, you know what, we should have some place in America where people want to be with everybody, and we they don't care about bigotry and all this kind of stuff, to where we can co-equal operate together. I'm not saying have separate be separate like a separatist. That's not what I believe in. I believe in there's good in every nationality. There's some bad in every nationality also. But to start saying we as a people should go here and do that, then you're putting yourself in a category like what they do. And that's not what we need, because that's where people can't get along. We should be able to cooperate together. But it
I
takes
don't know,
good.
brother. May I say something? You know,
Yes,
who's
ma'am.
talking about anybody? I'm not talking about white folks. I'm saying that we are at the low end of the spectrum. We're not even in the nucleus of them having dialogue, and we're not at the even at the table. We don't have representation. Every time we start talking about building, we talk about white folks. You can have your what you call mixed children. That can't be the number one overall thought, or uh your position to say, oh, we cannot work together, we can't leave people out. No, we just got to keep moving, no matter who is want to fuse with us. We can't like say, oh, I can't think of myself. I'm not gonna neglect myself for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's our problem. We have been voice having a voice for everybody, and look what's happening. Everybody have put us at the back burner. So it's not about us focusing on, oh, I got to think about somebody. No, it's time for me to think about my own. You know what I'm saying? If somebody else want to get involved, but they not going to get involved. When have they ever been involved with us as a people? What they did, they infiltrated our movements and then went on about their business and build their own thing. And we have been so foolish is to get is to be that number for them, where they can build their forces and then leave. Now look where we are. We all over the place, meaning that we look where you are. I mean, I don't know what country you're in,
I'm in the
but
Philippines.
we're not making no progress anywhere.
Look, let me throw in 2 cents here. Here's the problem that we really have. Now, look at Congress. Look at the Black Caucus. Okay, what have they done for our people?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nada.
Nothing. And that's the thing. We keep electing people. They get into these positions, and then they sell out. All they're thinking about is the money that they're going to be able to make when they get in those positions. That's what it's all about. It's about the money, you know. So we can't even trust our own people to do what they're supposed to do. Okay. Now, I've been in a position of authority. Okay. And the people that I had, all right, over me that were black, all right, fought me tooth and nail, all right, and trying to do something for our people. Okay. I brought up something in a group meeting once about how on the north side of Chicago and in the suburbs of Chicago, they were giving businesses, okay, uh, a little break. If they came in with their tax problem on their 940, 941 taxes and stuff like that. Okay, and that's where they take the money out of your paycheck. Okay,
Mhm.
they would give them a break, teach them how to do those forms and stuff like that, but they wouldn't do it on the south side. When I brought it up to the brother that was running the south side of the city, that's what they were doing up north, because that's where I worked at, up north, and then came to the south side to try to make a difference. All right. I was told to shut the F up.
Check that out. Check out what he just said. I don't think they
Now I'm
heard you.
saying give our people the same break on the south side that they giving them up north. Wasn't happening. Because see, we won't step up for our own people. When we get in those positions, we're going to do what Mr. Charlie says to do. They're not going to buck the system. And for
Well, you know
those of
what?
us that
Yep.
will buck the system, they will get rid of us.
You
Our
know what?
own
I was
people
about
will
to
get
say
us
that.
fired.
You know what? One time I was gonna do some affiliate. I was gonna do like get into affiliate program, and guess who was running it? The Zionists. And the first thing they said, you cannot give any money towards Palestinians or Palestine. They was like telling me what I could and could not do. And I didn't even after I got that notice, I was like, no. See, they already are proactive in that which they are barring us from doing certain things if you're gonna get on with them. But see, the whole thing is we have neglected ourselves for everybody else. The Jews use the just like NAACP. The guy that was the founder said he was a Negro until they was like, you a Negro, you Scott, you pissy white. I mean, excuse me, my language. But he was a white man saying that he was black so he can get us on board. And then you know what they did? They undermined black people all the way. So we are so gullible to believe everybody say, oh, we're gonna give you some money. But see, you work in their program. When they give you that money, you're not working your own program. So to hear some, I hear my son say that, well, we can't leave. Well, they've been leaving us out for 400 and something years. We wasn't brought here for them to build for ourselves. We was brought here, our ancestors was brought here to build for them, and it's still the same way now. And they are trying to go out in eternity deleting us. See, don't think that what's going on in Palestine not gonna happen with us. This is why they wanted Carmela. They wanted Carmela because they know another puppet gonna run their plan more than the white guy will.
Well, let me
So,
say this.
we can't neglect ourselves for somebody. It's time out for that. We have to make plans and say, okay, let's build over here. Let's raise some capital and let's build over here wherever we are. You know what I'm saying? That time out, it's time out for, I got to think about everybody else. You're not being thought of. Even if you have interracial children, you can't think that well, I got to be inclusive. You can include your family, but don't try to stop us in the process of, oh, we need to build for ourselves. We so concerned about political structure of somebody else. They have a hegemonic society, meaning that it's ethnocentric, all about them. It's not about us. And if we cannot see that, then we're some fools, really.
One thing that we need to do is stop being consumers.
Yep.
And learn how to build wealth. All right. And keep passing wealth on from generation to generation. But at the way that we are thinking, that we have been taught to be consumers, to think that when we get money, we're supposed to spend it. We're not taught to save our money, invest our money so that we can build. If we don't build our own wealth to be able to make those kinds of moves, then we'll never get anywhere. Now, All three of us brothers here, we are in another country. We had to have money to be able to move to another country. And so that meant that we were doing something right. We had to save something. We put something to the side. We were building as we were going along. But how many of our people are doing that? Most of the people that I've talked to, the brothers and sisters, they want to tell me, well, I don't have enough to save. And the thing is that everybody must understand when you don't have enough, that's when you must save. We must learn that because money is power. And if we don't build that power, we'll never get anywhere. We spend more money than any other group of people. See, most of us want to say that we're victims. No, we're not victims. We keep doing it to ourselves. We keep giving our money away. Soon as we get it, we give it away. Instead of saving it, investing it so that we can make a change. See, just like my sister, when you said you might want to leave and go somewhere else, but it takes money to do it. Well, that's the thing. If we work and we don't save, because that's the reason you're supposed to be working, so that you could build wealth. Not to go out here, watch TV and let them tell you that you need this. No, they need your money. That's what the game is all about. It's just like, it's not like I don't buy anything. I went and bought a Corvette. I had went to buy a Mercedes. The Mercedes dealer didn't want to give me a deal on the car like I knew that I should have gotten. And I told him, keep it. And I went to the Chevrolet dealer, got a Corvette for under invoice price. For under invoice, not a little bit above invoice, but under invoice. We have to learn how to deal, how to sit up and cut deals like everybody else does. Instead of paying above sticker price, we'll go somewhere and we'll pay above sticker price for something when we should be paying under invoice. And we must learn business. You see, that's the thing that I have to give to the Jews. Okay? They have been oppressed for who knows how long. But they learned money. They learned the banking system. And they know that money is power. And they use it well. And that's what we must learn to do. Now I'll be quiet, let somebody else go there too.
I think a lot of us, I even have people in my family. I have a sister, and I don't know, they probably watch this come across their feed, but I don't care because this is true. But I have a sister who's married to a fireman, a fire chief, LA County fire chief. Now, this man made 400 and something thousand a year. He retired as a chief. So they buy a $1.8 million house. And if you make your money, hey, do what you want to do. But I'm just saying, like, were we talking about doing stuff with the money? You know, buying a Phantom, what is this, a Bentley, sitting in a garage with like 13 miles on it, just sitting in a garage. Instead of investing into something like generational wealth, maybe open up some kind of business so it can keep going on and on. It's all about what I have. It's all about what we have. You know, as him and my sister. I take people like Jay-Z and all these people that got all this money. You know, Disney, what did he do with his money? He opened up Disneyland, right? When we make money like that, do you hear anybody talking about open up something big? That way it can be like, you know, you have your own company? No, because we want it on our own pocket, and we want to show everybody that don't have it what I got. That's a major problem right there. We don't think about long term and like keeping it rolling. We think about, oh, look at this car I have sitting in the garage that's 200,000 that I don't ever drive because I have a Bentley. So that's, I think, a major problem with us as Black people, that we want to hold on to the money like, look what I got, instead of doing something where people can, show, hey, this is a nice company and is ran by this person, and like that. I think that's our problem right there. One of the biggest things.
We need to be educated in dealing with finances. I agree with you.
May I interject? Because
Go ahead.
you're making a good point. So where do we start? We have to start somewhere like investment. I'm interested in building homes. I am a fashion designer. I'm a chef. I'm learning about how to do reading prints. And where do we start? Let's, anybody, we need to build our skill bank, build a board. We could stop talking about everything else and just start talking about and start planning. We don't have to focus on the sword that's on our side, or the thorn is on our side. We could just start saying, we're gonna build departments. That's what I would like to. I'm tired of going into groups, hearing us complain or debate, and we're not focusing on. Okay, let's pick a continent or wherever where we can build freely. Because if you do it here, it's always going to be undermined or sabotaged. There is quite a few countries. We don't have to like totally meet up. We could have certain ones we're interested in building, and that's what I want to hear. I am tired of hearing us complain about our pain. So what are we gonna do to start building and lay it out? That's what I want to hear. For real.
Yeah, thanks.
First of all,
Go ahead.
we have to learn how to trust each other first. We have to learn how to trust each other first. Number one.
Yeah, I want to welcome Juan to the chat. He's our brother. I basically know him through sharing Lapu Lapu, and he's currently in America, but he's been following us out here in the Philippine world. What's up, Juan? Give
Hey,
us
how you
your
doing?
introduction. Go ahead, Juan.
Hello, folks. Hello, panel. How you doing? I'm
Yeah,
over here
so-
just watching the game.
Okay.
Today is Christmas here, so my whole family is having Christmas in New Jersey. So I was just, with them in live chat.
Yeah. So,
So
what have
I'm
you
still
heard
here
of?
in Florida.
Yeah, let me ask you. You say you from Jersey. What have you heard about those drones that was in New Jersey?
Well, I live in Florida. I'm living in Florida now. But those drones from New Jersey, they caught one of the guys. They're looking for another guy, but I think they should look into it, because especially after this plane crash, in Kazakhstan, you never know what could be happening with all these drones in the sky, But
I honestly think it's Elon Musk. I think it's his brother and their company.
Yeah, that's what.
yeah,
That's what I believe. It's his brother. I'm telling you, these guys, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, and it's all about this.
exactly.
Scare tactics,
Manipulation.
Yeah,
manipulation. Because if you do some research on his brother, I can't remember what his name is, but they have a company that does those kind of drones, and they make all these different things appear like if it's something, and I believe that he's in on that some kind of way. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
If he
yeah,
is, I think it's going to be revealed. It's going to come out. You're not going to be able to hide it. Somebody's going to uncover it. It's going to come out. So,
yeah.
Juan, what is your? And you're in Florida. You right there with Trump and Byron Donalds and all that. What has been your viewpoint from being in Florida under the Republican world there?
Well, we have a governor. His name is DeSantis, and a lot of people don't care too much for the governor. But it's just like you move down here, and everybody seems like they're not too friendly. I don't know anybody down here, not too many people. So I don't get out that much. But yeah, it's a little different down here, and they hate outsiders. Every time an outsider is here, every time there's a car accident or whatever, they always say, people up north coming down here and messing us up, you know? So other than that, I mean, it's quiet, you know? So I just live a quiet lifestyle down here. It's a little different from Jersey. When I was in Jersey, I'm from New York, but then I moved to New Jersey. It was kind of quiet. But I think for me right now, Florida is my best bet, because I have bad knees. That's the reason I didn't go to New Jersey to see my grandkids. So, like, I got to get knee surgery, and I'm dealing with the VA, and that's another big issue where, they're spending too much money unnecessarily. And a lot of veterans they're not doing too well on this issue, because the appointments, they're like, you got to wait about a month and a half. And then, I mean, I can't complain too much, but I have to deal with it, and these people, they have to deal with it because they're short staffed, and I can't blame them. But I think something's going to come out of this because, like I said, it's the appointments. People I got to wait a month, 2 months. I waited a year to get my knee replacements. I got to do it in February, and I started in February. So, of course, you have to go through, to pre-op. So once you go through that to get your operation and lose weight, but then by the time they schedule an appointment, it's already expired. So you have to go through it again, which means they're paying double. So all that money that's being wasted, it's unnecessarily.
So what are you going to do, sir? What are you going to do when Doge start making cuts to the VA for medical services for the people that voted for Trump? What are you going to do? What are you going to do then?
I don't think they're really gonna cut on, especially like people like me, where I'm 100% disabled. So like I have an advantage there, and I can go to community centers, and they can pay the bill there from the community centers.
That's under the current administration.
Yeah.
When they get in there, that's their job, is to cut from those programs. Yes. So they can use it to funnel it to their millionaires, friends and buddies, and do other stuff. It's like, let's find ways that we can cut money so we can use it for something. People don't I don't see why people don't see that.
Well, you got to, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's really going to happen, but, when this guy got shot, the CEO from healthcare, there's a lot of people who are they're pretty upset about these kind of issues, and I'm pretty sure that they're gonna try to not, like make it a big deal to cut money. They're gonna try not to do it if they can, but I think you got a lot of crazies out there. I mean, and I don't think they're going to take that chance. I guess a lot of people just don't like what's going on. You know, it's a free for all now. You know, a lot of things happening. You know, people just don't want to deal with it. You know, a lot of people they're out of jobs. The food prices are high. I mean, a lot of people are losing their homes as we speak right now because the homes are up and the rents are up. Everything is up, and that means the more homeless, more crimes. You know, they've been raiding trucks, food trucks.
And you think they care? You think they care about that?
Well,
they don't, man. They don't. Listen,
well, if the people unite,
anytime they try to cut the PACT Act, which helps, I'm 100% for veterans because
Yeah.
I fought in the I fought in the Iraqi War. I know
Yeah.
what that. I was a sergeant there, smelling all that stuff. We had to burn
yeah,
feces and urine. So for them to say these people don't deserve that, thanks to the Biden administration, I'm not saying they're perfect, but they fought for that. The Republicans, you know what they did? They said those guys don't deserve that.
and that's
So anytime they try to cut that, that's telling me how evil they are. To take something away from people that are your perimeter, that's protecting the perimeter. You're going to take that from people. If it wasn't for the military and the soldiers and the young kids that are 18 years old that go there, we wouldn't have a country at all because
exactly.
they'll get taken over. So your veterans are the ones that you're supposed to protect 100%. I don't care if you're Navy, Air Force, whatever. That's who you protect. You don't take nothing from them. As a matter of fact, waiting in those VA lines at the VA hospital, I understand. It shouldn't be that way. But these guys, they're going to come in there and they're going to just take and give to their buddies, to their millionaires, to their billionaire friends. That's why half of their staff, they're billionaires. Looking out for billionaire people, not the everyday people like you and me. I mean, I'm not rich. I'm okay, but I'm not rich.
Yeah,
from it. So they don't care about us, and that's the problem. You know, people thinking that this guy is going to do something for you. He's not going to even do something for a lot of white people if they're not in the top 1% or 10%.
That's true. That's true. But that's that's because he's handpicking his people, and the people that he's handpicking do not have the experience for the job that they're allotted to do. You know, but I think it's going to backfire on him. You know, because there's a lot of Republicans that are sympathetic with veterans. They were in the Army too. You know, they were Vietnam veterans. You know, and they know that Agent Orange did a number on some of the GIs, and it's they're paying the price for it. So, and in my case, that's my case. So, in my case, I mean, so far, I've had no problems except for the delays in, you know, in medical benefits and all that. But I mean, if Trump was to do something drastically, I don't know if I'm just going to sit around and just look at him if I'm going to lose my benefits or lose something, because
you're not going to have a choice. You're not going to have a choice. You're not going to have a choice.
Or I have a choice.
None of us. No, you're not going to have a choice because that's what the people voted for, and that's what we're going to get, and we're soon going to find out what happens come January 20th. I guarantee you, on day one, like he said, he's going to wreak havoc on everybody. They're going to cut. Yeah. They're going to do everything. And guess what? He can't be charged for anything. He can do whatever. He can't be charged for it. So this is what the people voted for. And I said I'm just going to have my popcorn and I'm going to watch it all unfold.
Yeah. And not be televised, right? No commercial interruptions. But
somebody's microphone is like really buzzing
Yes, Frank's. Frank, so you got some kind of feedback there. Because when I mute your mic, then I don't hear it. All right.
I think it's time for America to go back to the 60s, like, where a lot of people, protesters and, something's going to change, something's going to change. I think the people are just going to have enough and they're not going to take it anymore. I think so. I think something's going to come out of it. If you look at the history of this country, they've always been divided, They've always been divided. North, South, Republicans, Democrats, rich, poor. And this time it's going to be divided, it's going to affect every social class. Like you said, whites, blacks, and now with this immigration policies and laws, that's going to be another issue. He's going to have his work cut out, So I don't know. This country's going to pits, But like I said, I mean, like you said, all you could do is sit and watch. I don't even watch the news, so I don't really watch the news. But once in a while, I do watch it. If I hear something, that's going on, I would listen to it. But it's going to be like when Trump was president before, it's going to be the same thing again.
No,
But he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. And then you got this bird flu coming. And of course, he's going to downplay that bird flu, and the country's going to have another COVID situation, But people, even passive people, enough is enough. You don't know what people are thinking. You don't know who's going to do what, I'm not saying, that something's going to happen, but there's been a lot of assassination attempts, on prominent people, whether CEOs, president, you name it. And that's not out of the question. I see things happening because people, they have had enough.
It's definitely by accident.
They've had enough. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot of crazy people out there. They're going to divert their energies into something more productive, that's involving them directly. I mean, when you go to the supermarket, the first thing you do is say, damn, you look at the prices and then you try to blame somebody, Who do you blame? Like the prices, they inch the prices up, but then when you feel helpless, that's when you start taking note, you feel apathy and then you just don't care anymore. There's a lot of people there, they're like just this much, like to jump the gun and do something. You never know. You never know what's going to happen from today, tomorrow, and next week. So, and I see this guy Musk, and Trump, and they're all, with Russia and all that, and all these, all these other politicians. They always talking, and they don't do anything. Trump, he calls all the shots. He's going to be the main man. That's it. Only like a dictator, and we're just going to sit there and listen to him, whatever he says. And of course, he's going to fire a lot of people, those that don't agree with him, but he's going to bury himself. He's not a young man anymore. He's not a young man anymore. But there's a lot of people, a lot of Republicans are, they don't like him either. They're just afraid of him. They want their jobs. That's all they want. They want that sweet pension when they retire.
Well,
So-
you got to realize, Juan, I don't know if you heard me earlier, I said this, no matter what anybody is talking about, Trump or anybody else just holding the office, they're there by God's permission. So it's got to be a reason. Well, maybe it don't have to be a reason, but why is he there?
I agree.
What is his mission? What is God's purpose? What is his assignment to do? Because even Satan and Lucifer had a role to play that God gave them to play. Go out and see whom you may devour or whatever. But one thing I want to bring up something that just happened here this past month. What do y'all think of this? What happened in New York on the subway about
Oh,
3 days ago? This white, let me say it very clearly. This illegal alien came in and set this woman on
yes.
fire
Mm-hmm.
on the subway. And I'm not hearing a lot in the mainstream
Well,
legacy media about that. They are really seem to be downplaying that this woman was set on fire in New York. And I don't think they're showing this woman's picture or nothing. But let me just say this, people. It was an illegal alien, and this was a white woman, I believe, that he set on fire. Okay? What do y'all think of that?
but he,
I think he was being led to do so, like with the reason why they are here. Because I heard Chuck Schumer say they're using the immigrants to get rid of people and replace the immigrants with whom they delete. So it's by
Right.
design. It's not something that's just just like they was stealing and taking homes. So I don't think it's a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. They're leading them to do stuff, just like what happened during the when Trump was in office. They were starting all kind of fires, meaning organizing people to do chaos. And I don't think it's by accident.
No, it's not by accident at all. And you were saying they're bringing them here to replace people they're deleting. We all know, everybody on this screen, we know who they're trying to delete, and that's black people. I mean, plain and simple. And it's going to be I'll tell you, ain't no smiling right now.
No,
that is what's
it's not.
happening. And I'm
Listen,
telling you, as a 60-some-year-old person who came up in Chicago, I had a
it's not
front
just black.
row seat,
It's not,
a front row seat to Democrats' genocide of black people in Chicago. The number of the
it's
black
not just
population
black
is,
people.
I mean, they didn't kill them out. They tore down, blew up buildings. The building that I grew up in, Rockwell on the west side, when they wiped all those projects down, all those black people had to move out of
We
Chicago.
get that.
And
We get
then
that.
later on,
We get that.
your boy Devil Rahm Emanuel, who was put there courtesy of, I consider him Satan, Obama, he came in and closed 50-some schools in the black community. Okay, after getting rid of the people, get rid of the children, close the schools, and then to add insult to injury, they brought in, I told you it's been probably $1 billion they spent on these illegals coming into Chicago. They had the nerve to reopen some of those school buildings to accommodate them for housing.
It's
I'm
not
telling
just
you,
black people. It's brown.
no, it's American. It's American. I said
It's
everybody on this
anybody.
screen.
It's anybody that's non-white. Okay,
Sure,
non-white.
exactly.
absolutely.
That's what.
But they
That's
also
what
getting them. But the
non-white.
point is, it's getting so bad. They are affecting white people now.
Well,
White people are being killed. White people are being taken out of a job. White people's
they passed
housing
the
is
law
being taken.
today. I mean, they passed that law. It's something to do. It's something they giving all government workers Social Security. They adding, like, giving them a double dose of what they're getting now, or another payment. It's something going on. They have been trying. You see how they've been saying defund the police. Well, I think, and I've been hearing this, they want to bring IDF, Trump Israel, and have them policing America. So it's like it's everything is by design. They're gonna lay a lot of police off, and they giving them that money for a reason. I just don't see it being anything else. The reason why they raising the Social Security for them is because they're gonna lay a lot of them off. I mean, their
And that,
plans have been talked about. I used to live in Chicago. I used to be a part of the Chambers of Commerce. And this woman would tell me how they were planning to move Oak Park to Cicero. They did that. They put a police station in the area where you wouldn't think they would. Then Pulaski, they took Pulaski over. They have plans. I met a guy, a Jewish guy. I was in the store one day. No, I was looking at an apartment, and he was telling me how he had all the deeds to places, the apartments on the west side of Chicago. They want America. They already got America. They just got Congress. They want all white people. They don't want any black or brown there. And
amen.
the reason why they want them
Amen.
so young is because they're gonna kill some of them. They want Africa. You notice they're doing it in what's that place? The UK too. They talking about we got 10,000 acres of land. And the lady from Italy, the president for Italy, bust them out, say, why bring Africans here? See, they want to move them away where they could battle Africa for its land and use all its resources. So it's definitely by design. And we've been asleep on the plan for a long time.
And that's why I say that Mr. Trump has an agenda, and of course he won't be around when everything is laid out and done. What their plan is, make America great again. Make America white again. That's what it's about. And the plan is, he's already talking about birthright citizenship, trying to stop that. If you're born in America, if you're not born in America, you don't belong here. That's where it starts. Eventually, it's going to go beyond that. And eventually, I'm telling you what they're trying to do. You heard him already say, we need to bring people from Norway or Germany. We can bring those kind of people, Sweden, and not the shithole countries. Okay? They want to get black people and brown people and people that has melanin in their skin. They want them out of the United States. And you guys that's out there, I know some of you guys are looking, are going to see this, who voted for that crap. This is what you're doing this is what you're going to be doing to your grandkids and your great-grandkids down the line, the country that you're going to leave them because your mind is so crazy on, oh, Trump is this and Trump is going to make this good. The plan is not for you. It's for his own people. So wake the hell up because nobody's listening. I can't believe even I got family members that voted for Trump. How
Well,
dumb.
don't think it's all Trump. I mean, the Democrats is lockstep in this plan too. You ever heard of the cabal? Well, you notice how Trump is talking about taking over huge black territories. Not only Panama, but what is the other one? Every Caribbean island. They have been trying to get Cote d'Ivoire totally, move all the blacks out of there. It's another one. I can't think of the name of it, but they are trying to transport the youth out of these places, bring them here so they could do some exterminating where they don't have to worry about laws or a pushback. They already got the Congress. So I'm like, okay, you can't think it's just one party. They're lockstep together. It's not just Trump. They are in agreement. Trump just won being humiliated and all. That's their game. That's what they do. Actually, they all family. So I mean, You can't think they really battling each other. It's like, look how they was like on Obama, and you see how they all chummy now. Oh please, they all together. It's no, it ain't no different party. They one.
So what do we do then? What is your answer? What do you think that we should do as non-white people to make a difference? What can we do?
I think we should, as you know, do the plan of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Self first, self first. We always been focusing on others. Self first. We need to start like being a voice, being that warner. You know, our people like there are heavily stuck in Christian religion that teaches them not to think. I got a brother. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna take that back. But I don't want to. I'm not gonna put none of my family on blast or nothing like that. That's not what I want to do. What I want to say is that we gotta be warners. It's gotta be. It can't be no us sitting on the sideline. It's gotta be some straight warning. We got to start taking over our own. Look what China do. We gotta be an example. We gotta make our own statement. We gotta build our own way of life. We got to move. It's separation time, you
Can
know,
I get
and
2 seconds?
we need safety training. We need to have martial artists. We need to learn all kind of things for real. It's gonna be, excuse me, knuckle up time. It ain't can't be no, oh well, we gonna be all right. No, I'm gonna tell you, I used to work like the transportation. Tell that person to mute themselves. I used to do, and I heard this Jewish girl, and she said she's gonna be a nurse for homeless people. What you think that means? With a Jew, they gonna start. People gonna be missing. Now she said they was gonna help homeless people. I'm like, my ears went do 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 do. What? Helping homeless people? They're gonna put them in housing. And what they're gonna do the same thing they did to our grandparents, put them in military camps, and you gonna go missing. You could be somebody's dinner, you could be somebody's blood bank, you could be in somebody's blood bank, you could be somebody's hearts or liver, but that's what you gonna be. You gonna be a part, you gonna be cut up, or you gonna be somebody's dinner if your parts ain't up to par for them to live. They trying to save their lives, taking ours, using our melanin and our blood and whatever to survive. It's like, okay, we gotta stop thinking, oh, I gotta think about no, save yourself. Jesus ain't gonna come save you. You need to save yourself. This is serious. We don't take this hour serious. We at the, you know, Trump is in the Bible. I forgot what verse. Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 52 and 15. And it's talking about him calling the last trump. Oh, he in the Bible, all right. This hour is in the Bible. And the Quran is talking about the cave, how they battling one another, but they're gonna kill themselves because they so greedy. I mean, they
So
could stay over there with that, but I'm telling you, we got to start thinking serious because
so
it's
so
when.
what if we do this? What if we do this? If we what if we do this? If we do something like, you see Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry made a movie called 6888. If you haven't seen that movie, go check it out. It's because I never knew that. And see, they don't put that information out for people to know. I'm not going to spoil the movie, but go check it out. It's on Netflix. Very good. Made by Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry could buy, let's say, a big part of Nevada, right? That's all desolate area. They can turn that into a community, right? Have your own fire department, have your own police department, right? And you can use your own money where you're not using U.S. dollars on that in that part of the place. Not like using fake money, but I'm saying it works for this little town. Once you do that, you expand and keep expanding, and other investors do the same thing. That's where it can start.
Yeah, but
But
are
until
you all gonna come back to America to deal with this? Are you gonna just?
I'm talking about in America.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
talking
talking
about?
about. I'm not. We built this country. We ain't going nowhere. We built
Well,
the
my
slaves
family got
built the
over
United States.
14 acres of land, and it's already paid for. And all that's needed is some money. Because we could build factories, we could start building homes, we could build in the community.
Everything.
It's a
Everything.
non, it's a actually it's 162 acres. But I'm sure my family will be open to it. Now, I'm talking Amwar, he's my cousin, and he know what I'm talking about. We got 14 acres. It's ready to be used. I'm telling you, I'm open. The town is unincorporated. You could build a police force there. I don't get together and build a city, do it another way than other than like Haiti did in
And
Ohio.
not and also Clint Eastwood. He owns his own town. So if
Mhm.
he can do it, I think it's called Caramel or something like that Valley. But he owns his own town. So how come we don't have these top guys that are in the billions like Oprah, Tyler
They ain't
Perry,
giving up, honey. They part of
all
the
these
system.
people, all these people that can do it.
No, they
And
not
then
because they part of the system. They have been, as I said earlier, they already been put on notice. You're not spending none of your money in your community. You could you could buy all the cars you want. You could buy all the houses you want, but you're not building nothing in the black community. That's what they are suppressed. What you think they did to Bill Cosby? We just have to go in the name of the Lord and
And
have
I have
him be our protection and guide. We cannot worry about, we got to raise our own money. We got to start having telethons, virtual thons, or any way we could do it to raise capital.
but you can't the money is belongs to
Yeah,
am
that's
I
true.
those
still
those people.
Yeah, but you could do like Baltimore did and make your own money. You know, it's still, it's so it could flip around in your own community a few times. I got all kind of books where I've been studying how to build a community. Just didn't have no people to work with. I'm ready. I mean, start by learning how to build infrastructure in the community. We need to get going, and I'm 100% whatever. We need to start. I mean, my family land. We could build training for martial arts and all that. Business, restaurant, hospital, whatever. It's enough land to do all that.
can am I being heard now?
I'm
Yeah,
Can
I
sorry.
hear
anybody
you.
Yeah,
I hear
I
you.
hear
Good.
you. I hear you.
And no static. Good.
let me ask
I
this
hear
question. Why are we so dead set on staying on this plantation when we can go to other countries, take our money and go to other countries and build? You see, we don't learn. Black
I
Wall
agree.
Street, what happened when we built it up? They burnt it down. They did it down there in Florida. We built stuff up. They burnt it down. Every time we build something up, they're going to tear it down. Leave. That's why I left. I thought about my ancestors wishing that they could get back on a boat and get out of this country. Well, I'm out of it. And I ain't going back to stay. I may visit, but I'm not going back to stay.
Let's go to
I'm
So let
going
me.
Burkina
to
Faso.
Hey,
Burkina.
so, 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 can we do this? Can we do this? So, 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 can and as I am, is it possible to have our wives, you buy something, maybe a nice piece of land, you get a couple
Yeah,
people that are married, you basically, it's going to be in your wife's name, which I plan on being with my wife until I die. So, and I know you plan on being with yours until you pass. So I'm not worried about any of the other stuff. But if we take the money and we buy land, build a couple houses, and you offer it to people that want to come and live in peace. Can we do
and
that?
see, and we're looking into that now. I'm stashing money to buy land.
It can't be
That's
no married folks. There's a lot of single people out here.
But you
Uh,
can't do
but
that out here. You can't you
and,
can't
and
you can't do that
you
unless
have
you have a spouse.
to know.
well, I don't know where you at then.
We're in the Philippines, all of us. Me and Frank, we live in the Philippines. I live in Las Vegas 6 months out the year, and I live in the Philippines 6 months. So to have land, you have to be married. You can have a condo, which I have a condo, but I'm talking about purchasing land and maybe build 4 or 5 houses on there and offer it to people and keep expanding, and you have your little town, your own little town. You know, because in America, they're always going to be in America. They're always going to be racism because they're always going to feel entitled. You're
But
always
what
going to run
about the
into
government there? What about the government? You know.
the government. Don't bother black people out here. They don't bother us.
Mm-mm.
They don't.
I have not been stopped by the police. Okay, for
Nobody
nothing.
bothers us.
Well,
Nobody
see,
bothers us.
I'm single, so that counts me out.
Yeah.
Well, you can always come and have a
We go
vacation home.
I don't want no
Yeah,
vacation.
on that
That's not
subject, I just want to tell everybody since you're making me think of what was just mentioned about getting a piece of property and putting 4 or 5 houses on there. I want to invite everybody now, if you have not already done it, like this broadcast, share it, and subscribe to Geechee Line Journey. I just did a vlog. A matter of fact, I got about 1,500 views on this. I did a vlog about Mr. Ben, and he owns property there with his Filipino wife in Siquijor. He has a factory where he makes coconut oil, and he also has, I believe, 5 houses on this property. Is right on the seafront, and he's renting those properties out. So if you go on my channel and look for Mr. Ben, visiting Mr. Ben, this is in Siquijor, you will see a physical example of what was just mentioned by Karan here. You actually will see it.
I've
Okay,
seen the
do they
video.
have
You saw
palm
that.
there?
So
Yes.
this is not a joke. This is not
Wait a minute, let me ask a
imagination.
question. Do they
Go
have
to the
palm
video and
trees?
see what Karan is talking about.
Do they have palm trees there?
Yes, I'm sure they got
Yes.
palms, coconut, avocado, very lush vegetation here. Matter of fact, on my place, which I don't talk about too much, people have trees, fruit bearing trees and stuff right on their property. I mean, you can walk down the street and you got coconut trees and stuff like that. You can just walk down the street and reach up and grab fruit in some places. I'm in Davao City right now, but
Yeah,
you'll
I guess
find that
I
all over the
gotta be
Philippines.
married to come there.
You don't have to be married. I'm not married at this point. Probably never will be, but no, you don't have to be married to come over here. And really, if long the key is though, you should have some type of resources and a recurring income to for your living experiences here. And we can get in. A lot of people have done a lot of budget videos. I say you at least like to have like maybe between 1,500 2,000, recurring income a month. And you could easily with that in most places in the Philippines, that will take care of your regular routine expenses like your food, clothing, shelter, transportation, communication, and even doing a little traveling in there on that type of money. The wild card here with dealing in the Philippines or any foreign country is your health care. It's really all contingent on you remaining relatively healthy, and you should have some type of reserve or some way to take care of any emergency or medical expenses that may come up, whether that be routine or emergency. But if you come here with, I want to say 50, and I'm saying this based on me being here over a year. I've physically been here in the Philippines over a year. I spent about 6 months in San Carlos City, and I spent about 4 months in Davao, maybe about almost 2 months in Cebu.
What's
If
the
you can deal,
population of the blacks there?
very few blacks here.
Very low.
Is not a lot unless you go to certain, maybe the places like Manila. I don't know, Frank, maybe you can say whether you see more black people there. But if you go like in the provincial areas, just like your San Carlos City and places like that, I really haven't seen a lot of us here. But it's a wide open field, and as the messenger taught, the earth, 196,945, thousand square miles of earth. We're not stuck. I think if Frank might allude to this, we're not stuck to stay on the quote unquote plantation. If you're able to move and have the will to move out of that physical spot there called America, the world is open. You can go to Mexico, South America, go to Europe. Of course, you can go to Africa. Some people have done that. Southeast Asia. You're not stuck. If you have the will and the ability, you're not stuck to stay in Chicago. I got out of Chicago now. I have no intention of returning there except for visiting or whatever. I
Well,
will
I'm in
not
Kansas.
be in America.
I'm not in Chicago or the South.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying,
My sister.
Texas, Mississippi, New York. You're not stuck there. You can, if you had the ability, you can move.
Oh,
No matter where you go, you're still gonna have to deal with that racism in the United States. It's getting worse. So that's the problem right there. That's the problem. Anywhere in the United States, even in New Orleans, where my mom is from, it's gonna be some racist people there. So everywhere you go in America, they don't want to be your friend. They don't want to be around you. I'm sick. I get sick
I
of
wanted
that.
to hear what brother had to say. I think he was trying to say something.
Who was that?
Which
Yeah.
one?
Frank or whoever it
If
was.
you make $50,000 a year in almost every country besides the United States, you're in the top 10% of earners. If you make $50,000 a year, you're in the top 10%. So you don't have to make a whole bunch of money. If you've got residual income coming in, it's going to give you $50,000. You can come here in the Philippines and you're actually in the 1%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to hear you all more talk about investing together, because that's my interest. I may not have the money, but I can have the skill to bring something, you know what I'm saying, to the table. I may not have a whole lot of money, but I have skills.
Let me ask you this question. And I'm not trying to be funny or put you on Front Street or anything like that. But
Okay, go ahead.
what percentage of your income do you put away and don't touch?
Wait, you broke up. Say it again.
what percentage of your income that you put in the bank and don't touch?
I don't want to answer.
Probably not much.
But see,
You live paycheck to paycheck.
you have to start paying yourself. Every time you get a dollar, you should be putting 10%, 15%, 20% of that dollar away so that you can invest it. Now, I'm going to tell you what I did, what I started doing in the beginning. Okay. I started putting away 15% of what I made. And every time I would reach $1,000, I would go and buy a certificate of deposit.
Okay.
That way I get that high percentage of money. Right now, what you could get in the United States, what are they giving? About 5%?
Is it that much?
I don't know if
I
it's
don't
that
think
much,
it's that
but
Could be
because
in
it's
the
getting
United
worse.
States.
You know, if you know how to
They're
invest,
gonna,
you know, in the stock market, you can make some money.
well, I'm just
Uh,
saying the stuff when you start and you don't have hardly any money to give you
right.
the money for you to make the larger investment. But you have to
well,
start somewhere.
yeah, I
And
Yes.
that's what I started out doing. That was my first investment
Right.
was to buy seeds. Okay. And I started out, like I said, getting them at $1,000 each. Then I started getting them at $10,000 each.
Well,
Then I started putting money into mutual funds. Now that's what I did. But you have to sit down and manage your money. There's some books that you need to read. The Millionaire Next Door.
Yes, that's the
Read
first one I thought of.
Poor Man by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah, I got those. Yeah.
Okay. And
Uh-huh.
they will give you the understanding of the money and how your money is supposed to circulate. Because like that's why I'm saying you have to stop being a consumer and pay yourself. Every out of every dollar that you get, you're supposed to pay yourself first. Before you pay your rent, you pay you. You work for that money. That's your money. So you're supposed to take something out for you that you don't touch. We're supposed to start, as soon as we start working, we're supposed to start saving for our retirement. And we don't do that. We become consumers. We want to buy fancy clothes. We want to buy big cars. We want a fancy
exactly.
house. Okay? Instead of saying, okay, if you want a house, why not buy an apartment building so that you have something to rent out? So that your house makes you money. You don't make money off of a house. A house is a money pit. But they got us thinking that, oh, the house is an investment. No, it's not. It's a money pit. Buy an apartment building. Live in one of the apartments, get a 3 flat. Live in one apartment, rent out the other 2. That way the building pays for itself.
Hey, Peach, I
That's
gotta
the
go.
Yeah.
I gotta meet up with another vlogger for a meetup. So, but it was nice. I would like to do
Oh,
this
I forgot
again.
y'all on a
I
different
had
time
fun.
frame.
Yeah.
all right, 53.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
Go on.
But,
Thank you,
peace.
you
Joe. We're
know,
gonna do this again. I want to do this
Once a
at
week.
least once a hey, if y'all up for it, I want to do this every week.
so you got to
So
be careful what you say, you know. You got to be careful
no,
what
but
you
see, I'm
say.
not no, I ain't gotta be a damn
You
thing.
do have to
I'm
be,
not dealing
trust
with
me.
I'm not dealing with Philippine politics
Peace.
at all. I'm
Yeah.
just dealing
Oh,
with
no, you can't deal with the Philippine politics or the culture
American.
either.
Right. Only American
But
politics.
even
So
American also, you know, like with
or it
this
doesn't matter.
AI, they
Right.
can
I don't
just,
even
they
care
can,
about that.
with any keystroke, they know everything about you.
Yep.
They already
And,
know everything
and
about you.
the
They
majority of the people now are living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, the majority of the people are one paycheck away from being homeless, and that's going to
and
be a
that's
problem in the future.
don't follow the rules of money. They don't
Yeah,
know
yeah, of
how to
course,
live. You
that's true.
have to live below your means.
The
And
very
what we do
few,
to raise, we want to move up instead of
exactly.
moving down and
But the
stashing
majority of
more.
the people didn't think like us. I mean, like maybe you, unfortunately, but now these kids, they're getting into stocks, they're investing money. They're trying to do something for themselves. You just you just have to like invest your money, save your money. Don't spend it like you said. Don't buy the best car. Don't buy luxury items. Just just remember to do you have to put money away. You know, because you
Yeah.
never know what's going to happen in this country. I mean, the best thing, this country has to reunite rather than go away and separate because you never know with China. China owns land here in Florida. They own land in California and Texas. They own land in the Philippines. Russia, the same thing. They own land here. They buy weapons from here. Russia buy weapons from the United States. China also buys weapons from the United States. I mean, it's like all these countries are purchasing stuff that costs billions of dollars and they're pocketing their money. And we just got to make the best of everything. Me,
And
I try to break even.
stash your cash so that if you need to leave the United States, you can get up and go.
Oh yeah, but in a way I wouldn't do it because my family's here. But I think the people now they can make it. They can make it here and they could change this country. Rather than run away from it. You're gonna go into a foreign country that I'm not talking about the Philippines, a foreign country that may not accept you. Like you said, Italy. You got Italy, Spain, Germany, Russia. Russia's getting rid of all
Talking
the
about the money,
Arabs, whatever. They're getting rid of all. If you're not
passport,
like
bro.
Russian, they're gonna get rid of you. Um,
Passport are not
Germany's the
going.
same way. Italy's the same way. They don't want Americans. They don't want Americans. All these countries, they got the top 10 countries that don't want Americans. They're mostly European. You can add Spain to it. And it wouldn't be a good idea for you to, move to a foreign country when you don't know what civil unrest, could have,
You do your you do your homework like
We could
everything
survive
else.
here. Growing,
Do
if I
your
could grow
homework.
up in New York and in Brooklyn and survive, I believe I can survive. Like in this country, you know, and I managed to survive. And I think I think we should stay here and make the best of it and don't get forced out. If you want to go, I will go to the Philippines. I won't live there because of the health care and the hospitals, and they won't be able to take care of me. You know, but especially the flight. That flight is forget it. But
Now
and I don't like to
let
talk
me
about
tell
the
you,
politics about
don't
different
think
countries.
that
But if you study
they
their
have to.
politics, it's terrible, terrible.
It's some good
Since
hospitals
the
here. Don't
seventies,
think
since the seventies, they're still running it. Since the seventies, you got the same families in some countries since the seventies. Because I was overseas when I was in Vietnam, I knew like who were the leaders in certain areas. And their family members are still there. And you wonder why. You
that's
know,
like in the United States.
you know.
There is certain families running everything.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yes.
thing all over the world, man. It's just we keep stuck in our mind that we have to stay there in the United States, and you don't.
Yeah. No, you
You could
don't.
go.
No, you don't. You don't have to. There's some people that should move and make the best of it in some countries. I know, like you said, like you can buy a condo, you can buy a house, but you can't buy the property. You know, like the land. You know, even if you're married to the person, I think you still don't own it. Even the condo, you don't own. After you finish paying it, you still don't own it. They have rules and laws that state that you still
You
have
know
to,
what?
you know, you have
There
to
are
pay.
ways around everything, just like in the United States. No matter where you go, money talks, BS walks.
Yes,
When you got
like
money,
like
you
you
can
said,
do.
you don't own anything in this country. You don't own anything because when you die, you don't own anything. This house, I don't own
But
it.
it passed
I live in
on.
it.
It passed
I
on to your
invest in it.
family.
Huh? Yeah, the family.
It
Right.
passes on to your offspring.
Right.
That's the thing that blacks don't do. Now, just like the lady said, okay, they got a whole bunch of land. I've got land down in Mississippi. Okay, my family has a whole bunch of land down there, and it's passed on from generation to
That's good.
generation. Yes, we
That's
pay
good.
tax, and when
That's
we
great.
want some money, what we do is we have the wood, we have the timber cut off of the land. If
Oh
we
yeah.
run into need some money,
I wish
but
I
it
had
passes
land.
generation to generation. You don't sell it. And what I've seen from a lot of us, and I've had friends that this happened to. Their parents had an apartment building and a house.
Hmm.
Died. Left the girl, the apartment building and the house. What did she
Yes.
do? She sold it. Within a year,
Oh no.
the money that she had got from the building and the house broke. Spent it all.
That's foolish.
Yeah. My father had. You know, he had property too like that, and I was done because when he passed away, I refused to. You know, like to keep the house, and I just sold it off with the property. It was a mixed bag, which had a business, a parking, and I made a lot of bad mistakes in my life. You know, but I could have really made money, and I didn't. You know, somebody
And,
else they bought it, and they're doing well.
and
They're doing well. They're doing great. Those are the
see,
mistakes that I
that's
make.
what I think that we need. We need the education of finance. That's
Yes.
something that we don't have. Our schools don't teach it. And if our
Yeah.
parents don't know, how can they teach the children? So we
True. Well,
keep going through this cycle of staying broke, and it has to stop. It
yeah.
must stop.
Well, I learned
We
from my
have to
wife. You know,
get
rest in
money.
peace. But I learned from her how to, invest. You know, she always told me pay off all your debt, all your credit cards. I didn't have no debt. I have no credit cards. You know, the income, I just pay my bills and I live within my means. And if, like I said, I just got lucky in investments, I just got lucky. And you can't go wrong in metals like gold and silver. Those things are, those things are, they don't depreciate. They always appreciate. And I just got
So,
lucky that I used COVID as a good example to make money, you
but
know?
what do we need to make the change within our people? We need
Right.
a financial education. Financial education should be mandatory in school, but it's not. Why? Why not?
Well, we always worry about our next door neighbor that they got a better car and they have you know, uh, like I said, better car, better house, more, better looking clothes, jewelry, whatever. We always worry about that. But,
Do we
we could
go
learn how to invest and how to make money if we follow the rules. But we live in a culture now that
if
everything we
let
see
me
we want, like the Apple phone, stuff like that. We
let me
want
tell
everything that everybody has, you know. And I learned,
you,
like living here, like
Hold
I
on,
don't
young
need
man. Let
I
me
don't need that stuff, you know.
solution. Here's the
Eh,
solution. We must go to the school board meetings and tell them what we want taught to our children. That will change things. If we make it mandatory for financial education, not wait until you get into college. Start in grade school, teaching about how
Apprenticeship.
to do money.
Yeah. From the beginning. Yeah, that's true.
And
Because
that's what's
but
wrong.
your school board is, I hate to say it, but your school boards, they're not too they're not too bright. Have you ever been to school board meetings? And they even post
Yeah,
it on TV. How they so many arguments, so many fights, so much bickering, you know? It's like it's unbelievable. Because I was in Willingboro, New Jersey, the 20 years that I was there, the school board, all they did was fight and never came to any kind of conclusion, you know.
that's why you
But
have to put
the
That's
kids pay the
now.
price, you know, the kids pay the price, you
It's
know.
Zoom, you got Loom, you got Canvas. We could make our own. If somebody like the brother that's talking about investing, you could come up with a curriculum or something, or
Yeah.
tactics for teaching people, and have a virtual online classes. This is what I've been trying to do for wow, you know. Um, I'm learning programming now, but it's.
Yeah, but you might just reach a certain amount of people, maybe of the population, maybe 2%, 3%, you know. It's very hard, you know. It's very
I
hard,
was
very
I was in a
hard.
pro when I was working for the IRS, okay, where we went to schools to talk to the children, okay, about getting jobs and stuff like that at the IRS and letting them know what we do and stuff. But you know what would happen at the end of me talking to the children? The teachers would gather around me and want to talk to me and because they would have tax problems and stuff like that, what they wanted to know. And then that made me say, hold on, you MF are teachers and you don't have these basic skills.
They're book smart.
You don't know how to
That's
deal
about
with
it.
your money. You're here teaching these children and you don't know anything.
Well, they don't because
Come
they're
on.
book smart. They only know what they learn in college, like history, science, whatever. But they don't let common sense. They don't teach common sense in schools. Unfortunately, that's why you got these politicians don't know jack because they're book smart. They read books and they know their history and they know a lot about whatever they studied, but they don't know common sense. They don't know common courtesy. They don't know a lot of
Well,
things, you know? You got to
because
be
it's not
wise, you know?
curriculum. See, there's plenty of books. Everything that I have said it's in books. And all you have to do is open up the books and read the books.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we don't. You want to
No.
keep a secret from our people, put it in a book. And they'll never know.
People just don't have time to read these days. They're on their cell phones, the kids, you know? They're on their cell phones. Maybe they should use their cell phones to learn something rather than,
Right.
you know, being on TikTok and all this stuff. But the kids in
Because
that
they
generation, everybody's got a cell phone, and
Heard they
that's
getting rid of
that's
TikTok.
our downfall, you know,
you
the
can
cell
get the
phone.
information on these cell phones. The information is there even.
Yeah, it's
But
there,
it's boring to
but it's
most
social
people.
media
They
that they're
don't
interested in.
have time to read
Unfortunately,
this stuff. Boring. Now, if you put some pictures of some naked women on it, they'll be on it looking at it.
exactly,
Okay?
exactly.
But trying to tell
Sex
them how to
sells.
become a millionaire,
Sex sells. The
no, that's
subscribers know it. You know, these subscribers know it.
I
So
have to
they,
go, y'all. I'm on a different time frame. I'm tired.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us. I know it's like 9:30 there, so thanks for joining us. I'm planning on
Okay.
Nine
hopefully
See
do
thirty.
you on the
this.
next.
Yeah, maybe see you maybe next week possibly. I'm definitely doing something around New Year's.
All right then.
And
Yeah,
All
spread
right.
the word. Like, share, and
it's
subscribe
All right.
to our family members and people down
all
there. They
right.
should be on this.
Take
Okay.
care.
See you,
Bye.
Brenda. I'm like,
Bye. See.
bye.
Yeah, it's 10:30 here, and the Lakers just won by 2 points. Curry 32 and LeBron 31 points. That's good.
I don't even follow NBA now. I
Oh, wait
don't
a
even
minute.
follow.
No, the game is still on. What's going on? I thought the game was over. Lakers are winning anyway, 22 seconds, 111, 107. But
Yeah,
um,
that's
I,
the thing.
uh,
That's
I, my
one
life
I
has
can't.
changed, since my wife passed away, for all these years. So, like, my life has changed. My thing now is my grandkids, trying to, make sure I have everything set for them, and my kids, and make sure that when I'm gone, that they're well off, that they're
Who's the
set,
smart?
you know.
Which one is
That's what I'm thinking
smartest?
about. Because, I mean, I'm 75, man, and, how many more years am I going to have? So I'm already, I'm looking into, already have insurance policies and investments, for the kids, everything is already set. And my funeral is paid for. I get a tombstone, free. And, um,
Question: which one of your children or grandchildren is the smartest? Which one
my
do
daughter,
you know that you can trust
my daughter,
that will carry on what you want done, that will build for the family and be the head of the family to make things happen?
yeah, my daughter,
Then
she's incredible.
that's when you leave the majority of the
Yeah,
money to, or
I got a
put it
great
in a
family.
trust,
I got a
or you
great
could put it
family.
in a trust to make sure that things are done the way that you want them done. They cannot get the money unless they do what you say, what you want done. By putting all
Right.
of that trust.
That's true. I was blessed, my wife, her sisters, and you know, uh, I mean, they loved each other. We trust each other, and I mean, it's like we're very, very close. We do anything for each other. Like we'll go. They'll go to New Jersey or Baltimore if somebody needs help, or let's say they need to stay 30 days to help this person or to help my daughter who's got 5 kids. you know. And see, I grew up in two cultures. I'm Puerto Rican, but see, my second wife is black, and I I basically like grew up with the black family, which I saw there was more cohesiveness, and I'm not saying more smarts, but I've learned a lot, because of different cultures. But I tell you one thing: if it wasn't for that move that I made, I wouldn't be here. My wife is the one that made me what I am. And
Mm.
it just happened. And that's how life is. Now my daughter, she got 5 grandkids, and she's got a house. She's married. She's got, she got a good job, and you know, and I'm happy for them. And now our family is scattered. Unfortunately, we all don't live in New York anymore. We moved to Jersey, upstate New York, North Carolina, Virginia, Florida, So now things are different. Like I'm here, I don't have my wife, so I don't, I can't travel too much because of my knees, but they're still together, and I'm telling you, man, it's great. It's nothing, I've been blessed because my kids, I have nothing to worry about. the family, they take care of them, we take care of each other. And I'm very happy for that, So I've been lucky. I've been steady. Like you said, you have to put money in the bank. So you want to make more money, even though I have 5 kids, but even though I do spend money, but it always stays, my account stays level. Doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. Okay. And it just stays just smooth for some reason, And
Well,
and I do a lot of donations, and I do donate money to a lot of charities, but for some reason, I don't know. I just happen to been blessed with either good luck or good investments, and
it
I do
wasn't
anything
luck.
for anybody, My neighbors. I only got one neighbor that I get along with, because like I said, this is Florida. I don't know too many people here. And even though he's a Trump man, but he's 100% disabled, but we put our differences aside and we communicate, and we get along very well, very well. It's just a matter of what we have in common. And I've always had that, that thing about, you can get along with a lot of people regardless of their culture, race, or whatever, and you can live a good life, good life. And I'm happy with my life now, but now I got bad knees. I got a problem with my I got like psoriasis and all that, but I know I will take care of that. I'm not worried about that. I'm just,
The
yeah,
same. We going through those things. The body starts giving out
yes,
on you. I
yes.
understand what you're
I
talking
realize when
about.
you get that age, the things that you used to do, take it for granted. I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's a big difference. If the kids, I mean, they should, if they knew what I know, they make sure they stay healthy. Not that I'm not healthy, I mean, but I'm saying, like, I've been lucky, because I have everything under control. But I've noticed a lot of, I was shocked when Ricky Henderson died at the age of 64. I mean, and there's a lot of actors and, a lot of, they're dying at age 60. They said the life expectancy for a black person is 68,
Well, it
and,
used to be six.
huh?
It used to be
68.
six.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Now that thing you're supposed to be able to get your Social Security, coop, you fall over and die.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah, they want to make a
hey,
70 retirement. I think
that's
70,
politics.
75. I mean, my
Yeah, they
brother-in-law
try.
is 95, and he's lived to 95, but I'm not going to live that long, you know?
I retired at 52.
Oh, yeah? Wow. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. I retired at 62 because I figured
Okay.
I want to get my money up front rather than wait till I'm 70, where all that money from 62 to 70, I could put to good use and invest. And that's what I did. When, because like I said, when COVID came, everybody panicked, the stock market was bad. And that's when I went in. I said, and I just got, took a chance, and that's what you got to do these days. You got to just take a chance. And I'm trying to figure out a way where I could just go just a little higher, instead of
Well,
just breaking
it
even.
is to make sure that your offspring understand how the game is played.
Yep. Well, that's all related. A lot of that is related to politics, and we had a really good conversation today. I want to try to do this on a regular basis, maybe once a week. But thanks, Juan. I'm glad you was able to respond and join us.
Yeah,
And
I,
Sister Brenda Muhammad, of course, and Karan and Frank and my Dean Moulton was in earlier. I just couldn't get him in. Hopefully I can get him in. He's was listening coming in from Chicago. But we're gonna kind of wrap it up here today. I just want to remind everybody, you know, to like, share, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Support this
You're
channel.
in the strength, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm still writing here in the Philippines, but we're able to do it from anywhere in the world through the magic of StreamYard. And basically, this channel is, you know, monetized, but basically, I am a musician, and that's where basically I do most of my promotion. You all want to support this channel, go to my website, buy some music. I got discount codes going on for my Geechee Line Music Radio subscription. Those of you that came in real earlier, you heard a little bit of sample of that earlier, and then also I got the discounts on all my downloads. So that's the way you can support us. And we want to come back again with this. I enjoyed this today and look forward to come back and seeing you all again. Any closing thoughts, Frank?
Well, you know, man, anytime you want me to come on, just let me know, and you know I'll show up. But I want to tell the people to always come and check out the master of music, my man, Geechee Line.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah. Geechee, yeah.
All right.
He's got a sound that will not let you down.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do right now is I got another screen up. I'm going to take us out with one of my songs. I think there's some Geechee Line Music Radio. I'm going to go on this on my screen here and see what I got. See if I can call up some. Here we go right here. I'm going to come out with, this is believe this is the first song that I actually released when I started back doing music again. And it goes by the name of Don't Call Jody.
Don't what?
It goes by the name of Don't Call Jody. I released this under the name Imperial Brown and the Million Seller. So again, thank you all for joining us, and come back again.
And let's pray for the best for the future. And
All right, man.
let's just keep our eyes open and hope for the best. The good always prevails, you know? I believe that.
Sir. God
I believe
bless.
that. You know?
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. All right.
Be your personal shopper. I will go to any store. I'll always be a gentleman, holding open any door. I'm willing to go that extra mile. Anything I can do to make you smile. Making times go easier for you. Just tell me what it is I have to do. Don't call Jody, just reach out for me. I never wanna be phony. Woman, I'm for real. Don't call Jody, just reach out to me. May not be ideal, but what I have is for real. If you ever have a burden and a helping hand you need, doesn't matter how you're hurting, we can find a remedy. Too much is not much when it comes to loving you. To do such feeling I must to myself be true. I'm willing to go that extra mile. Anything I can do to make you smile. Making times go easier for you. Just tell me what it is I have to do. But don't call Jody, just reach out to me. Never am phony, woman, I'm for real. Don't call Jody, just reach out for me. May not be ideal, but what I have is for real. If you have a burden and a helping hand you need, doesn't matter how you're hurting, we can find a remedy. If your body's crying out for something, I'll do anything I can. If your mind needs relieving, I'll be there to understand. If your body's needing something, I'll do my best to make a stand. When your heart feels a grieving, I'll be there to hold your hand. If your body's calling and you need the doctor, man, I'll support you when you're falling with my love and treatment plan. Don't call Jody, just reach out to me. Never wanna be phony, woman, I'm for real. Don't call Jody, just reach out to me. May not be ideal, but what I have is for real. Don't call Jody, just reach out to me. I never wanna be phony, woman, I'm for real. Oh, don't call Jody, just reach out to me.
All right. That was Don't Call Jody, the first single released under the name Imperial Brown and the Million Seller. Again, we want to thank everybody. Thank everybody for coming. Just me as we get ready to kind of bring it out here. Subscribe to H9 Music Radio. Do that. And join us here again next week. Hopefully, I'm looking to do something, possibly New Year time to do something. Again, support us here. Visit the website, subscribe to the radio station, and also get some downloads. I got 2 discounts. I got half off of subscription, 25% off music downloads. Thank you all for joining us, and come back and see us again next week as we thank you. Peace be unto you. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Get Your Line Journey. Join us again.